Hey, what's up everyone? Welcome to Fantasy Premier League with FPL Wizard. I know it's 2 minutes a little early, but I just couldn't wait to get started because I know this stream is gonna be crazy. So why not, guys? Hey Nihal, hey Smellywab, George, welcome guys. And as usual, the chat is acting up, so I guess I need to fix it, but yeah, hopefully that should fix it. Barry says hi. Hey Barry, I hope you're fine. Hey Brian. So guys, get yourself ready and geared up for a little craziness today. I mean, COVID is back, guys, back with a bang, and as you can see on the thumbnail that I made for this live stream, Tony with the mask, Ronaldo with the mask, and I even added an emoji here just for this freaking coronavirus. Hey Todd, I hope you're fine, bro. Hey Jugs. So guys, I haven't, as you can see, I haven't made any transfers, and I don't plan for it to be a drama again. I just want to sort it out quickly. But I just wanted to wait for as long as possible because I think we might get some information, some late information about the league team sheets or something like that. I mean, there's lots of stuff going on. For example, I heard that like Aston Villa has a few COVID issues. I'm not saying that that the game is not gonna go ahead, but I just need to wait for as long as possible before making my transfers, because this is the time when you should be really careful with pulling the trigger. I was seeing people yesterday making transfers. I tweeted exclusively for those people, do not make any transfers. Well, you can Nahal says loved the thumbnail. Yeah, thanks my friend. I just wanted to add it to I don't know why I can't see the chat, guys. Just need to fix it because I know it's gonna be a crazy stream. I want to be able to read the chat along with talking to you guys. So just give me a second. I'm gonna try to fix it. For some reason, this is Streamlabs chat always acts up. Hopefully it should be fixed now. Alright, so Nahal says hopefully your team is okay with the cancellations. The team is fine. I mean, don't have as many issues as I've seen on Twitter. Like there's people who've got like 3 Manchester United players along with Mbumo and Tony and whatnot, like craziness going around, So based on that, my team looks fine, but just need to make a big decision whether to take out Ronaldo or not. For me, it was mainly based upon whether, the match for Manchester United against Brighton is gonna go through or not. So, yeah, I was just thinking, to delay it and let's see how much information we can get. And there's another issue. But let's talk about. By the way, guys, I had a decent last game week. I got 79 points. Bernardo Silva move a couple of weeks ago paid off. Saka did well. Dennis did well. So all in all, it was a decent game week. But couldn't be any worse. Followed by this kind of cancellation when I feel that my team is beginning to kind of take shape, and I was beginning to become satisfied with the team. That the crazy outbreak of COVID hits. So Todd says I have Ronaldo, Tony, and Kinsella on my bench too. To be honest with you, Todd, I'm a little bit in double mind whether to kind of sell Ronaldo or to keep him. I know I'd eventually want him back in my team because if they're gonna, if their match is getting cancelled, so that means Ronaldo's gonna get a double game week down the line, and I'm gonna want him back. But if the Brighton game is being cancelled as well, then I need to like for example, having a 12.5 million asset on your bench is not the wisest thing to do. That is the reason I was in kind of two minds about what to do. Jethro says, hey Wiz, hope it's all good. What do you think about Ronaldo, Rafinha and Mbumo to King, Gallagher and Bernardo? I'd say just King, Gallagher and Bernardo. Why not just you can do Gallagher and, well, you have to take Ronaldo out, or Ronaldo and Mbumo to King and Bernardo. Anybody who's going for Gallagher should remember that Gallagher is on 4 yellow cards, just like Cancelo. He gets 1 more yellow card and he has to miss 1 game. So that should be, that's at the back of my mind, and that is the reason why I'm not personally going for Gallagher, although I want to. I saw the game, I saw the goals he scored, it was fantastic. But at this moment in time, when the games are getting cancelled left, right and center, I don't want to get another player with like 4 yellow cards, and that's the reason I'm kind of a little bit wary about Gallagher. Brian says, I've got Antonio for West Ham, Cancelo, Foden for City. You think I should go Bone, double up on West Ham, or Bernardo triple City? Also, how do you rank 6 million under forwards? I think under 6 million it's pretty easy. I think King, Dennis and Pookie in that order, and Broja, but Broja is not fit, so I guess he's out of the question. In my opinion, I think tripling up on any team right now with all the COVID cancellations is a little bit risky, bro. But this week, if you get Foden, he plays Arsenal, so that's not the best fixture to get him in for. Jethro says for a -8. That's a bit much in my opinion. FPL some says luck, fate. Liver fit to play? I don't know, my friend. Honestly, I don't have any update on Livermento. Let me just again go back to the crystal ball and ask my crystal ball as to what it thinks is gonna happen. But honestly, I tried my best to gather all the information before the stream, guys, but it's not helping. Absolutely not helping. So what was the question again? Which one did you? Livermento, right? Alright, so Southampton notes. So in my opinion, yes, Livermento should play. In my opinion, again, it's just from the information that I've gathered. Nicholas says, hey Wiz, is Manchester United missing? See, Nicholas, I don't have any information, but from the general consensus on Twitter on here, they say that they're going to be missing the Brighton game, but nobody can say for certain because the information have been so scarce. Ravi says, hi, I brought in David De Gea and Ronaldo for Kane and Sanchez. Should I do a transfer from David De Gea, Cristiano Ronaldo and Mbumo to Martinez, Foden and Watkins? Even if I had to make these transfers, my friend, I wouldn't get Martinez and Watkins. Don't get 2 players from the same team as your new transfers. Aston Villa also had a little bit COVID issues in their camp, albeit it was not so much as to get their game cancelled, but you need to be careful. Michael says, hey Wiz, this is my team: Ramsdale, James, Alonso, Trent, Livermento, Salah, Jota, Mount, Wong, Vardy, Antonio, Bissouma. Only sub on my bench. Do I make or roll a transfer? If I was you, I think your team looks fine, my friend. This is a good week to roll the transfer. Aaron says, hey Wiz, what are your thoughts on Salah triple captain? Personally, I think there's going to be double game weeks down the line. There's going to be even triple game weeks down the line. There could be 1 triple game week down the line for Chelsea, especially due to the Club World Cup and stuff. So, although Newcastle is a good fixture, you can captain Salah. Triple captain is subjective in my opinion. What is your plan, Wiz? Simon, honestly, I'm currently thinking at the back of my mind. The general plan was to take out Ronaldo for Watkins. I'll tell you my plan, by the way, guys, so I don't have to say it again and again. I'll just tell you for once what I'm planning at the back of my mind. It is not that this is going to happen, but just want to tell you. So I was thinking about taking out Ronaldo for Watkins or Antonio, but I don't want to take him out for Antonio this week because Antonio's got a tough fixture, but long term I want Antonio more than Watkins, so it's a bit difficult. But right now I'm on Watkins, so I was planning to take out Ronaldo for Watkins and to take out Josh Brownhill for either of Foden or Jota. So that is the dilemma that I'm currently faced by. It could be, so I can take out Ronaldo for Watkins, and I want to take out Brownhill for Jota or Foden for a -4 hit. So that is the current plan at the back of my mind, which is not certain yet. Alright. Hi, so I already answered that. Michael says, yeah, I already answered that. Quickly moving on. George says Brighton versus Wolves might get called off. United versus Brighton seems doubtful now. Yeah, that is exactly why I'm thinking about transferring out Ronaldo. I just don't want to keep an asset for 2 weeks on the bench. Just 12.5 million is a bit much. Fix has Livermento as 100% starting. Yeah, I personally from the data which I collect, I use a lot of websites. I use Fantasy Football Hub, I use Fantasy Football Scout, I use Fantasy Football Fix, I use the press conferences and all the stray data that I can gather. So and there are a little bit other spices in the mix which I don't want to tell you because that'll reveal the entire algorithm of my crystal ball. But yeah, I try my best, guys. But let's see, always doesn't turn out to be correct. GW17 says who's likely to be on penalties for Arsenal without Aubameyang in the squad. I think it's going to be Lacazette. 8.3 million Lacazette. Barry says Cancelo, Ronaldo, Livermento, Mbumo all out. Rafinha playing City. I got Gallagher early for Mbumo, even considering the 4 yellows. That is not a problem, my friend. If you got him, I think that's alright. Nihal says Livra has gashed leg. I think he's likely to start. Agree with that, Nihal. Michael says thanks as you're welcome, my friend. JR says strong bench recommend, please. Don't understand that question, bro. Jaditya says, hey Viz, what are your thoughts on Sterling? I think Sterling is a decent option. The thing is, if you have too much money on Sterling, you'll find it hard to kind of to get rid of Sterling later. I think Foden is a better option than Sterling for the long term. Sterling, I'm not so sure how long he's going to continue playing in that team because, KDB is coming back and Grealish is back. So, Gundogan for Bernardo for a hit. I think so because from all the rumors that I've seen on Twitter, I've seen that Gundogan is not starting. In my notes, again, which I made, I've written that... yeah, even in my notes that I've written, I don't see Gundogan starting. So I think that's not a bad idea, bro. George says, I guess De Gea to Ramsdale for a -4 is no-brainer. Yes, I think George is fine because the problem with that move is because it's Ramsdale and he's playing West Ham. I expect Arsenal to concede, but it's like a -2 point hit. Even though even if he concedes, you'll still get 2 points. It's better than owning De Gea, I'd say. So yeah, I think that is fine. Nihal says thoughts. Ronaldo to King and Brownhill to Foden for a -4 role. Team is Gaeta, Alonso, James, Trent, Jota, Salah, Bone, Gallagher. Brownhill, Brosha. Brownhill has this Brosha. I mean, you got Livermento to Cancelo. The problem is you don't have a bench. Otherwise, your team looks fine to me, Nihal. That also the problem is Gaeta, isn't it? No, Gaeta's gonna play. So I don't see an issue there, to be honest with you, Nehal. You got Jesus, Brosha is injured, of course. You could. I mean, you don't need to do 2 transfers. You can do 1. Maybe just Ronaldo to somebody like Watkins. That is also an option there. No need to take a hit if you can field players, 11 players. Mon says, hello brother, I have only 1 transfer and 2 United players. Mon, again, the thing is, you can get rid of 1 and you can bench the other one if it is possible. Aaron says, hey Viz, have you considered Lukaku? I did consider him, Aaron, but to be honest with you, he hasn't played a lot, Lukaku, and he hasn't scored a goal in the Premier League for I don't know how long. So, it doesn't make sense for me to get Lukaku just on the basis of because there are no other good options, so I should go for Lukaku. Ever since he's come back, he's played like 21 minutes, 45 minutes, 3 minutes. It just doesn't, add up for me as an option, to be honest with you. Each to his own, but that is just according to me. Brendan says, good move, Delo, Ronaldo, Mbumo out, Alonso, Pukki, Foden in. To be honest with you, at this moment in time, getting Alonso, I'm not sure. 1, Chelsea's conceding the goals. 2, Alonso is gonna get. I'm not sure if he's gonna get rotated, but I think he's gonna get rest or something like that. Mbumo, Pukki, Foden. That's a tough one. Give me some other options, Brendan. I like to see some other options there, bro. Ahmed says, after getting Gallagher instead of Mbumo, I have 11 players will play. What about getting Watkins instead of Wong with the -4 hit? -4. If Brighton versus Wolves get cancelled, I mean, it's more like a 2-pointer. But the thing is, you already have 11 players, so it's Ahmed, that is, in my opinion, that is not a bad move. This week a lot of people are going to be taking hits, so it's not a bad time to take a hit. Apparent leaked lineup for Manchester City. Not sure, just something floating on Twitter since 2 hours. Yeah, exactly. I heard about that as well. Lee says, hi Viz, are you keeping Ronaldo? I'm thinking of swapping him out for Watkins. I'm thinking the same, Lee. Personally, I had a doubt whether to go for Antonio, because long term I want Antonio, but I think short term Watkins has the better fixtures as well. I mean, next week he plays Norwich, Antonio, but the thing is, it's not the same Norwich which Daniel Farke used to manage. So I can go for Watkins, and then my doubt is whether to go for Foden or Jota. So I'd like your input on this as well, guys. Whether I should go for Jota or I should go for Foden for a -4 hit. That makes my team look pretty solid for this week if I do that. All right. Lars says, considering keeping Ronaldo and upgrading Johnson to either Tierney or Tomiyasu, do you think Tierney is nailed? I think Tierney is nailed. Yes, he is, because one, Tavares made lots of errors directly leading to goals. 2, I think Tierney offers us something different in attack. His crossing is absolutely phenomenal, and with Lacazette playing, I think Tierney is definitely the nailed. Raja says, hi Viz, I only have Sanchez as a sole goalkeeper. Will he play? No, he's not going to play, bro. I think Brighton have got COVID related problems as well, especially Sanchez, who tested positive. That's what I heard. Let me again crystal ball. So Brighton, what? Where did I write? Brighton camp. There was COVID in there, but not sure about Sanchez. I don't have anything specific about Sanchez, but it's a bit touch and go, bro. Honestly, I don't have any information. Just if I get any information about Sanchez, I'll let you know. Monsters, I have Ronaldo, Dello, and Tony. Which one shall I transfer out, brother? See, if you have money to do Tony to Watkins, then I'd suggest you can keep Ronaldo. Otherwise, just take out Ronaldo, bro. Especially if the Brighton game doesn't go through, then it is a good idea to take out Ronaldo. That is again, it all is a game of probabilities, and I don't know. It's difficult to say, guys. Anything I say, it's just based on probabilities, because just like you, I got no certain news about stuff. Todd says, start Guida versus Southampton or Sanchez versus Wolves. Brighton versus Wolves smells like a 0-0 to me. I'm not even sure if that game goes through, Todd. So if anybody has any information about Wolves versus Brighton, just let me know, guys. But Guida versus Southampton seems alright. I mean, they lost. Todd, do you know that Southampton don't even have strikers? Brosha got injured, Adam Armstrong got taken off with an injury, Che Adams was taken off with an injury. I mean, they really don't have any strikers, Southampton. Yeah, Nathan Redmond is probably going to play there, or maybe Shane Long is going to get a game. But Gaeta is also not a bad option, to be honest with you. You can put Sanchez in if the game goes through, fine. Otherwise, Gaeta comes in anyway. Nail says Ederson, Walker, Diaz, Laporte, Zinchenko, Bilbao, Rodri, KDB, Sterling, Mahrez. Yeah, this is the same team that I've seen on Twitter as well, Nihal. Shopman says, is any good... the problem with transferring out Ronaldo, guys, is that there are no good striker options in the game anymore. I mean, Harry Kane's not doing anything. I mean, Aubameyang, as you already know, has got stripped of Arsenal captaincy. There's no good forward options. Who are you gonna go for? Lukaku, Timo Werner, Gabriel Jesus, Watkins, Antonio. Just not feeling it at the moment. Ronaldo to Jesus. Sashwat, I'm not sure about Jesus, because the news, again, I take it with a pinch of salt, but it says the team which has been doing rounds on Twitter of Manchester City says that Jesus is not starting. But you can't be sure, guys. Again, cannot be sure. Oh, I'm just on Twitter to check any updates, any news, anything. Sometimes just have to do it. All right, guys, move on. Paul says, "Hi, Biz. Do you have any details of the leaked?" Yeah, Paul, Nihal already shared them. Just check in the chat and you'll find them. FPL Sam says Bilbao or Foden. Foden, frequent niggle sounds wrong. The thing is, if you want a more explosive option which is not nailed on, then go for Foden. If you just want a nailed on option as much as it can be in Manchester City team, I think you should go for Bilbao. And Bilbao is not in a bad form at the moment, although the penalty was lucky. I'd say that. Neil says Todd Gaita versus Saints, as all Saints strikers already. Yeah. See, I told you, this guy Nehal knows his FPL, guys. No, I always appreciate your information and your knowledge, bro. And he says, should I do Vardy to Ings this game week? I would not do it, my friend. No, because you see, Ings is just coming back. Who knows what's gonna happen? And guys, we are all thinking about targeting Norwich, but remember, it's not the same Norwich. Let me show you, by the way. You know, if you really want to understand Norwich, you have to stop thinking about Norwich as, you know, for example, look here. They played against Manchester at their own home ground. You know, they conceded 1 goal. You know, all right, they conceded 3 to Tottenham, but you know that is different. Newcastle won against Wolves. They didn't concede. You know, against Southampton. So, you know, it's not the same team. They're not conceding as many goals. Even against Tottenham, they managed to stall them for a long time and they conceded at the end mostly, you know. So in my opinion, Dean Smith has made them more defensively more sound. So yeah. Johan says, if you had Steele and Sanchez, would you take a hit to get rid? Seriously, my friend, I have no idea if the Brighton versus Wolves game is gonna go through, but you know, taking a hit to remove a keeper, I'm not sure. If you think that there's a 50% chance that the match is gonna go through, I'd say keep, because goalkeeper has a low ceiling technically, you know. Pratik says, will Livramento play again? You know, he has a gashed leg as per the website. I think he should play, but again, guys, you know, take it with a pinch of salt. Lashwat says, go for Jota. It'll take Bobby some time to come back. Foden is risky. Nathan Redmond and El Yunusi might start. Even Shane Long might get a goal, yeah. Gundogan to Gallagher. I'm mindful of his 4 yellow cards. Yeah, I mean, if you want to get Gallagher, I mean, especially after last game week, you know, the recency bias for Gallagher is pretty profound. But I think Gallagher is a good option. 6.2 million, what is there not to like about this guy? And the goals he scores is fantastic, especially the second goal against Everton was amazing. Nail says, was you too kind? Not at all, my friend. Paul says, I have De Gea and Steele. I could take a -4 for playing goalkeeper. Steele to who? I mean, you know, technically, I don't know how much money you have, but Martinez seems like a decent option because they're having some decent fixtures, Aston Villa, and they're defensively really good. If they can restrict Liverpool to just one goal, I think Martinez can be considered at the moment, you know. Otherwise, Ramsdale is everybody's darling at the moment. You could think about him as well. But it's hard for him to keep a clean sheet this game week. Bakshat says, hi all. Hey Bakshat, I hope you're fine, bro. Nail says, Burnley at home, also not the best team to target. Burnley away is good fixture to target. Absolutely. I agree with that. As you already saw, last game week, West Ham didn't manage to score against them. Newcastle, Watford, Brentford are the teams to target. I'd say yes. Even people targeting Leeds are doing it wrong, guys. Leeds are not the open kind of a team which you expect, although they don't have the requisite personnel to play, but you know, they're still being coached by Bielsa and he's a fantastic coach. In my opinion, we should not target Leeds. Do you think maybe early team news? Buckshot, Nehal did share early team news, but we're not sure if that's correct or not, but it's been doing the rounds on Twitter, so that team news should be here somewhere. If you go up in the chat, you'll be able to find it, bro. And he says best defender under 5.1 for this game week. For this game week, all right. Let me check. So this game week, I expect obviously Manchester City to keep a clean sheet. Who else? It's tough. Chelsea again, difficult. Liverpool, not sure. Arsenal. Honestly, it's very difficult to say who's going to keep a clean sheet. I'd say Aston Villa has a chance to keep a clean sheet, although they're away at Norwich, but I think they can. Maybe Ezri Konsa for this week. Yeah, I think Konsa can be a good option. Other than that, I'd say, one of the Burnley, but Watford is scoring goals, so I don't really. But Burnley at home doesn't concede too much, but Watford is a free scoring team, so it's like the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. So I'm not sure what's going to happen there. Maybe Crystal Palace. Arsenal, I don't think. Leicester again, not sure. So not even sure about the game. I'd say Crystal Palace or Aston Villa, my friend. It's a tough question, to be honest with you. Alright, Faz says take out Ronaldo, then change Saka to Jota for a -4. Why not? Who are you going to take out Ronaldo for? That is the question, Faz. Gallagher or Son? Son. I haven't even considered the Spurs guys ever since the. Let me see. I mean, he plays Leicester and he plays Liverpool. Not the best fixtures to own Son for. If you want him, you can get him in game week 19. I think that would be better. Until then, I think I'd say, save some money and get yourself a Gallagher. Neil says, yeah, we already shared that team. Buckshot, he again shared the team with you. Todd says, I hate to bench 12.5 million, but it feels like a waste to spend 2 transfers taking out Ronaldo only to get him back. I think I will swap Tony out to get Pookie back, or should I get Wood instead? Again, Todd, I had the same options. I had the same dilemma. The problem is if I take Tony out for Pookie, it doesn't give me many options to do anything else in my team unless I want to take out Saka, for oops, give me a second here. All right, so I can't even if I take out Saka, I don't have any options to kind of do anything in my team. In your case, if you want to get Pookie, that's totally fine in place of Tony. I agree that we would want to get Ronaldo back. But 2 game weeks, I think we can get him back for a free if we save a transfer or something like that. Also, I want to show you with Wood. The problem with Wood is he's not nailed on, He's been getting taken off quickly because Jay Rodriguez has been coming into the fray. For example, you see 60 minutes, 58, 59, doesn't fill me with enthusiasm. I know we want to target the short-term fixture against Watford, but again, Aston Villa is difficult. And then Everton, not so sure about it, but then Manchester United. So they don't even have the best fixtures. Yes, Wood has a good fixture this week, but how long is he going to play? Is he going to play the whole game? So it's a bit tough for me to call Wood over Pookie. Melly Webb says smash that like button. Thank you so much, bro. Gasper says Rafinha or Wilson bench. So difficult, these kind of questions, because the thing is they're both capable. They're both capable of scoring. I'd say I'd prefer striker over the. But you see again, Leeds went to kind of Chelsea and scored 2 goals. So it's honestly it's difficult for me to call it, bro. Very difficult. Is Ings back? Is Watkins good with Ings beside him? I think Watkins should be fine. If anything, it allows Watkins to press up front with Ings back, and I don't think Ings is gonna play the entire game. It doesn't seem fully match fit. He's been getting few minutes here and there. Rohit says, what's your opinion on UCL redrop? It was shambolic, my friend. They just had one job and they fluffed their line. That's crazy. Such a big event. The world is watching, and what are they doing? It's just absolutely horrendous. Faz says, I already have Dennis. Who to bring in for Ronaldo? To be honest with you, Faz, there are 2 options. Either you can downgrade for a cheaper striker. The options again, I'll give you Antonio. There's starting from Pookie, there's Dennis, King, Pookie, and then you want to go a little bit up. You have Watkins, you've got Antonio, and then going a little bit further, you got Lacazette, you got Gabriel Jesus, and further you got Lukaku. So, just have to decide which range you want to go for. Sell Saka to get Gallagher. Nishchil, to be honest with you, you can. But remember, 1, Gallagher is on 4 yellow cards. 2, I think this is not the game week to kind of do sideways transfers, because there could be more postponements, there could be more stuff going on around, and so it's difficult for me to call that you have to make that decision, bro. I can just give you my perspective. Lukaku for Ronaldo, that is subjective again. I showed it previously, not played a lot of minutes, Lukaku, but I do expect him to start this week. But then against Wolves, is he gonna start? Not so sure. Again, Todd says, thanks, Wes, the crystal ball is hot. Cheers, my friend. Rohit says, Madison, Gallagher, Bone. If I had to go for one now, I'd say it has to be, either Gallagher or Bowen. Jared Bowen. Looking at the fixtures, I'd say Jared Bowen is the better option. Only problem is he's not the best option this week. That is the issue. Neil says Watkins has done better with Ings. His XG over the period has been better alongside Ings. I agree with that totally, because the system that they want to play, I think it suits Watkins. The only problem is he won't be on penalties if Ings plays. Are you bringing in Watkins? I'm still thinking about it, bro. Yeah, I think I am gonna bring Watkins in the end. The whole issue lies beyond Watkins. Whether should I get Jota in place of Brownhill, or should I get Phil Foden? It's a bit FOMO about Jota. Next week he plays Tottenham, so it's not a long, doesn't seem like long-term move, but the FOMO is real. I don't know what to do honestly anymore. Been fretting about my team all day, and I end up on the stream undecided. Abhijit says, looks like Cornet and Brosha are injured. Thoughts on Gallagher and Watkins in for both of them? I like both of them, Abhijit, but remember, I've been saying it again. Gallagher is on 4 yellow cards, so if you bring him in, you bring him in with the knowledge. And remember, Cornet, as FPL Sam has tweeted on Twitter, I just saw it. Cornet posted on Instagram that he's 88% fit. I don't know what that means. 88% fit. He could have said 100, but 88 means, is he gonna play 88 minutes? Who knows? But that's what he posted. So Cornet might play, might not play. If you wanna get Watkins and Gallagher, just get them in knowing that Gallagher is on 4 yellow cards. FPL Sam says Ronaldo to Watkins and Mbeumo to Foden. Just waiting to hit confirm now. I don't see any issue with those moves, bro. I like those moves. Brownhill or Livramento on the bench. I expect Southampton to concede, but what do I expect Brownhill to do? He didn't even start the last game. I'd say play Livramento and bench Brownhill. Buckshot says, Wiz, what was the possible early team news? Can't find it. Guys, can anybody post the league team news again? Buckshot, again, take it with a pinch of salt, because it is not from a reliable source, but it has been doing the rounds on Twitter. Guys, can you please post the leaked team news if anybody has it, or from Twitter? I'd really appreciate it. Our friend Buckshot needs it, so please do. There you go. Nahil has posted it. Thank you so much, Nahil. Really appreciate it. Matthew says, not sure what to do with Smith Rowe. I think Smith Rowe was back in training last week. There's a very reliable Arsenal journalist in Charles Watts. He said that Smith Rowe is fine for the game. I don't know why he wasn't even on the bench. Is something else going on? I don't know, but I think Smith Rowe should be fine for the game against West Ham United. If I was you, I'd keep him, to be honest with you. Choplin says, good luck. Hope we get a green arrow. Thank you so much, my friend. I hope we do. Asad says, I have Foden. Do I change to Bernardo or stay? If I had Foden, I would stay, absolutely. I'm thinking of bringing in Foden this game week, my friend. Honestly. I'm thinking of bringing in Foden because, he has a great set of fixtures coming up. Aaron says Mount, Foden and Watkins for a -8. For who, Aaron? Can you tell me who are you going to bring them in for? But I like those transfers. Wiz, your thoughts on Vardy? Surfroz, it's a bit difficult. Let me check. Let me check what I think is going to happen. Are they going to play or not? So in my opinion, Vardy starts this game. let me see if I have any comments on Vardy by Broj. No, I don't. I don't have any comments on Vardy by Brendan Rodgers, but in my lineups, I've written that I expect Vardy to start. So make of that what you will. If I had Vardy this week, the thing is, doesn't have the best fixture. His plays against Spurs, but again, who are you gonna, if you sell Vardy, who are you gonna get? If you have a better transfer, if you have a better player to get, then I'd say yes, why not? Vardy is not a long term option anymore. It's just not in good form. He's in and out of the team. So long term is not a good option. If you want to keep him one more week because there are other fires to put out, then I'd say yes. Keep him. Thank you so much, Nihal. Rohit says Chelsea defense was their strength, but now it's their weakness. Double up Chelsea defense or no? If you don't have a double up on Chelsea defense, I wouldn't double up now. That's all I want to say. Michael says, would you bring in Pookie for Wong considering my team, which I posted earlier? Michael, I can't remember, bro. Can you post your team again and I'll answer your question. I really been answering so many questions, it's out of my mind. Gasper says, do you think any of Salah, Jota and Mane will not play? It's highly unlikely. One of the reasons is that if you let me just hang on, which screen am I on? Transfers. Okay, so the thing is, if you see Liverpool's fixtures, they've got they've got Newcastle, and then they've got Tottenham, and after that they've got a long break. So I think they're gonna play. What can happen is they score a few early goals against Newcastle, and then they're gonna possibly give them some rest or something like that. I don't think there's a problem with them playing, especially with Divock Origi having a knock as well. Thomas says, hey Viz, should I transfer Ronaldo out for Watkins and for a -4 and get Ronaldo back next week? Thomas, that is the problem with next week, is that we're not sure if their match against Brighton is going to go through. So taking out Ronaldo, I'm personally also thinking about taking out Ronaldo this week. So yeah, I don't think it's a bad idea to take Ronaldo, and I'd say even if he plays against Brighton, don't get him back next week for a -4. Get him after that. Get him for the game against who is it after that? Just let me. Yeah, again for Newcastle. So get him back for Newcastle. Don't get him back for the game against Brighton, even if he's fit. So that'll save you a -4. Asad says, thanks, you're welcome, my friend. Rohit says, best manager in EPL right now, according to you. Best manager. To be honest with you, I've always been a great admirer of Pep Guardiola and Jurgen Klopp. It's hard to decide between them. Who's the best manager? I don't want to say Thomas Tuchel, because personally I like Jurgen Klopp and Pep Guardiola more than them. If I had to choose one of them, I'd say I prefer the way Pep Guardiola sets up his teams and the way they play football. I like their Barcelona and the way they play tiki taka, and I admire that manager a lot. Neil says, I personally won't go for Vardy or Madison this week. Agree with that. Their fixtures are turning anyway. Your views on Antonio long term, good option, my friend. The problem is he's not been delivering. Even the assist he got against Chelsea, for that Masuaku goal was a fluke. I will keep him if you have him. Agree with that. Totally agree. Aaron says, Mount, Foden and Watkins in for Emil Smith-Rowe, Mbeumo and Ronaldo. The problem is a -8, but I like those moves, bro. Bernardo or Foden. Long term, I'd say Bernardo. You see, if you can take an odd benching, I'd say Foden is the better option because he's more explosive. Hang on, let me show you guys. Again, it gives me a chance to take us to Fantasy Football Fix. And if you're interested in the membership, you can always go to the link in the description and you can get a healthy discount if you want. And but I'll just show you. I want to compare these players for you because you've been asking me a lot of questions on Foden and Bernardo Silva. So let's just go ahead and just compare them. So points per game, Phil Foden 4.9, 6.9 to start, doesn't matter. All right, so let's compare their heat maps. So Bernardo's kind of all over the place. He plays on the left, he plays on the right, predominantly on the right hand side, but Phil Foden's predominantly here, just on the left. As you can see, Foden has played. Let me just take you to the stats. Let's not waste any time. So if you see the average stats per 90 minutes, it is totally skewed in terms of Phil Foden. I mean, you see, he's played like half the minutes of Bernardo Silva, and he almost has this similar goals. But you look at expected goals, Foden, shots, 1.45 for Bernardo Silva, 2.36 for Phil Foden. Shots on target, 0.9 for Bernardo, 1.37 for Foden. Shots in the box, Foden again. Goal assists, Foden is comfortably ahead of Bernardo Silva. Expected assists, again, attempted assist 1.52 and 2 for Foden. Big chances created, almost 3 times more for Foden. Crosses again for. So honestly, Foden is more explosive than Bernardo Silva. I know Bernardo Silva scored 7 goals and Foden scored 3 goals, but again, you compare their minutes. Foden's played like 724 minutes on and off, and Bernardo Silva's played 1300 minutes. It's close to half. But if you want a nailed on safe option giving you 6, 7, 8 points, 5 points every week, I'd say Bernardo Silva. If you want an explosive option, I'd say Foden. I'd say having both is also not a bad option, but you have to start somewhere, right? Alright guys, so if you enjoyed the analysis on Fantasy Football Fix, you can consider their membership as well. The link is in the description, guys. Pineapple Pie says free transfer to Bernardo or Mount. I'd say Bernardo has the better fixtures. Mount has been in good form. I'd say having both is not a bad option, but if I had to choose one, I'd say Bernardo Silva, just based on the fixtures. Alright, quickly guys. Saka to Jota or Rafinha to Son? Saka to Jota or Rafinha? Getting Son this week doesn't make sense because they play Leicester this week and they play Liverpool next week. Otherwise, I like that move better, but I don't like their fixtures, Son's. Any more game, bro, this week? Postponed. We're not sure, Rafa. The only 2 games which we are sure are going to go through are the Manchester City and Leeds fixture and the Norwich City and Aston Villa. Tomorrow's fixtures, we don't know what's going to happen tomorrow. One of the reasons I'm bringing in Watkins is we know that their fixture is going to go through. Matthew says, why are people already jumping off Ronaldo? Because one, their game is postponed for tomorrow, Matthew, and their game against Brighton might be postponed. So, 12.5 million asset on the bench for 2 weeks is a bit tough, especially when you've got Tony missing, when you've got Cancelo missing. We just need 11 players on the pitch, I guess. FPL Jack says, I'll remove Ronaldo, I'll get Antonio. I want to get Antonio as well, my friend. Long term, I'd say he's the better option. But short term, I'd say I want to go for Watkins. I don't know. It's just difficult to decide. Watkins or Pookie. It's difficult to decide. They're not in the same price range. If you get Pookie, you get more money. If you get Watkins, it's like a 7.6 million player. So they're not in the same price range. But obviously, if you ask me which one I prefer, I'd say Watkins. Neil says taking back-to-back hits, not the most ideal situation, but I think I will. Well, I was also avoiding hits this season, Nihal. Till the last game week, I hadn't taken many hits, but I took a hit to get Ronaldo. Now having to take a hit to take him out is not the ideal thing, but at least the hit was justified when Ronaldo got 9 points, when Dennis got 9 points. So all those hits were actually, they paid off. So I'm happy with that. Totally agree with you. FPL Sam says locked in. FPL Sam, what are the transfers that you made, bro? Let us know. Neil says 20 minutes to the deadline, sort your team as well. Totally, my friend. I'm on it. I feel for Everton and Rafa this season. Injuries after injuries. I mean, they don't have a striker. Although Rondon scored a goal the other day, so. Alright, I'm gonna answer a few questions and then I'm gonna go and fix my own team. Bro, I'm in wildcard. Is Target a good option? Target is fine. I think Target is a decent option. Yeah. But the thing is, he missed one game. I think was it due to 5 yellow cards? I'm not sure, but he did. Who got COVID in Aston Villa team? Any news? Also, Mount, Saka, Gallagher, take 2. Difficult. This is such a difficult question. I take Mount and Gallagher, technically speaking, but it's difficult. Gasper says Gallagher or Zaha. Gallagher. Gotta leave the stream. Good luck, guys. Good luck, Shopnan. Thank you so much for being here, bro. Anis says, is Davis fit to start? Best. I think Davis is fine. Just let me check. Guys, I'm gonna be answering a few more questions and I'm gonna need to, sort my own team out. Just meanwhile, so yeah, I think Davis should be fine. Davis should be fine. Anna says Ronaldo and Mbeumo out for Watkins and Foden. I'd say yes. Especially if you don't want to get Ronaldo back next week. Anybody who's transferring out Ronaldo, you have to think that you don't want him back next week. You want him back in game week 19. If yes, then good. If not, then no. Best Liverman to replacement under 5. I already discussed a few. Obviously Delo is not an option anymore. Yeah, Kieran Tierney and Tomiyasu, as Nihal says, are good options. Along with that, I discussed a few options. Let me just give me a second here. All right, I need to quickly sort my own team out, but let me answer this question before I do. So below 5.2, you got Tomiyasu again. You got Tierney. You could think about somebody like Matt Lowton. If you want a short term, even the Crystal Palace defenders. But again, there's not gonna offer you too many attacking returns. They're just not good options in that price bracket. Tierney, I'd say is the best, especially if you don't mind having an Arsenal player in your team. If you want to save some money, then you can go for somebody like Lowton. Nailed on, keeps clean sheets at home. So yeah. Back to the chat. Will Ings start for Villa? Do we have any news? I don't have any news, but I have my notes in which I've written that I don't think that Ings is going to start. But again, it doesn't. My notes are just from the information that I get from, different sources, bro. So not sure. I absolutely have no idea about Ings, by the way. I'm sorry, I'm just looking at Twitter to see if I have any news. And I see FPL Sum's tweet there. He says Ronaldo and Mbeumo out, Watkins and Foden in, Captain Salah. Good luck, FPL Sum. I see your tweet, bro. The problem is the problem with my team is right now. 8 Nouri is another, but again, yeah, Wolves are, the fixtures are becoming difficult. Foden or Sterling? Foden for me. Aaron say, Paul says, Wiz, don't leave your transfers last minute. It's exciting, but not good for my heart. I agree with that. I'm not going to leave them last minute. And it's easy because I already somehow know my transfers. I don't have to decide. The only issues is, one, should I go for Watkins or should I go for Antonio? Because long term I want Antonio. Short term, I think Watkins could be a decent option. So I can't decide whether to go for Antonio or Watkins, but mostly I think Watkins is the one which I'm going to go for. That is one thing, and the second thing which I can't decide is Foden or Jota. Big issue. I don't know, it's such difficult stuff. I'm just on Twitter as well, checking for more news. Aaron says, should I get Foden, Mountain for Mbeumo? I already have Bilva also doing Ronaldo to Watkins. I think doubling up on Manchester City is not the worst option. You want to go for me? I think they're both equally good. I think even Mason Mount is a little bit better, just because he's more explosive. Again, it's difficult. Hard to say. By the way, alright guys, I'm back on my own team. Don't want to leave it last minute. Just like Paul said, it's not good for the heart. So Livramento back in. So I've got 9.2 million, and obviously I don't want to spend it all on updating Josh Brownhill. So the options are pretty clear. I have 3 options: Mount, Jota, and Phil Foden. Which one should I go for, guys? Give me your options. Give me your opinions. I need some help here. I've helped a lot. Now I need some help. Foden or Sterling? Already answered that. I would go Jota and Watkins. Yeah, I've already made my mind up about Watkins. So that's one problem which is fixed. Now the second is keep Jota, bro. Best option. Foden for me. Good fixture run. Again, see, this is the problem. Why I want to go for Foden here? I'll tell you my rationale. So why I want to go for Foden is because of the fixtures that he has. Like he's got Leeds, Newcastle, Leicester, Brentford. So these are some decent fixtures, you know. Jota, on the other hand, if I get him this week, next week he plays against Spurs away, and you're not even sure whether Jota plays or not. That is the problem with the player like Jota, you know. So it's a bit difficult. Or you can just go totally out of the out of the template and just get somebody like Mason Mount. You know, that is also an option. But I don't want to go for 3 Chelsea players, especially the way Chelsea have been playing. You know, they've just been surviving. They almost drew to Leeds, and they're just barely surviving. So yeah, this is where I'm at currently, guys. We still got 10 minutes, so I don't want to give anybody you know, I know it's fun and drama and everything, but Todd says get Jota. Yeah, all goal fest fixtures for Manchester City. Agree with that. Go for Foden, because I've decided to swap Gundo for Foden. We celebrate his brace together. Jota personally for. See, again, the opinions are so divided. That is the problem. They're both good options. Spurs are terrible, says George. I don't disagree with you. I think they are terrible at the moment, and not even training. Foden triple up on any team might be an issue to do. But again, even if I get Foden or I get Jota, Smelly Web, I think they're both leading me to triple ups, because Trent, Salah and Jota, and Cancelo, Bilva and Foden triple ups. I say Liverpool will score more than City this week. Isn't Foden also rotatable? Jota seems more likely. Wiz, please look at my team. Sorry, Michael, let me look at your team. So sorry. He says Ramsdale, James, Alonso, Trent, Livra, Jota, Salah, Mount, Vardy, Antonio, Wong. Should I get Pookie for Wong? Bissouma, only one I can have. I think Pookie for Wong seems alright. Even if you want to keep Wong, you know, I don't think that's a big issue. But if you want to get Pookie, I think that's alright. But I'd say don't do any sideways transfers. If you can save a transfer, that is that's fine. Good point, Smelly, but Jota is the issue. I think Todd says Wiz is turning from a base to tenor. Safe pick Jota, exciting pick Foden. The second issue, Nahil, is that, you know, yeah, I know Foden is exciting, but I honestly, you know, this comment actually makes me want to go with Jota because of the way I play the game. I am more a safe player than you know, than a risky player, so Jota for me. Foden is a bit of a troll. Jota is more reliable. Time to lock and load, says Smelly Web. So Michael says thank you. You're welcome, my friend. Peter says Wiz. Hey Peter, what's up, my friend? I hope you're doing well. We're into the late transfer drama again, my friend. A Mount can be easily replaceable with Pulisic, Ziyech. Don't get him. I don't think Mount is replaceable. I think in Chelsea team he's pretty nailed on, especially with all the injuries to Ruben Loftus-Cheek and all the other injuries going on, Pulisic, Conte. But I don't want to go with Mount is the issue. So let's not go there. The only thing is Ronaldo to Watkins is pretty much done, nailed on. Although, you know, I could go with Antonio as well. So there's also a question to be asked here, whether I should simply go with Antonio because of the great run of fixtures that's coming up. You know, very soon, in a couple of or in next week, I might want Antonio's. Norwich at home, Southampton at home. So, you know, Watkins for one fixture, could be Antonio as well. You know, Jota for me is essential. Yeah, I agree with that. So what do you think about Ronaldo to Antonio or Ronaldo to Watkins? Let's say we decided on Jota. Now Ronaldo to Watkins or Ronaldo to Antonio is the next question. I know this week Antonio is not exciting, but long term should we be going for Antonio straight away to save us one transfer? You know, later on if he bangs, we're gonna want him back eventually. They both suck, he says. Abirup says hi. Ronaldo plus Mbumo to Silva plus King. Already have Antonio. Why not? You could even think about Dennis Abirup. Neither, says Bubin. Watkins will surely play today. Antonio could come down with COVID tomorrow for all you know. But that is true. But that is true for everybody. Antonio will score this week. Guys, you so many diversifying opinions. It's so hard to make up your mind. Yeah, I just did Ronaldo to Watkins. Well, Peter did Ronaldo to Watkins. I'm gonna do Ronaldo to Watkins too. You know, let's give somebody else a chance to hit the posts. I think Mbumo's been much maligned recently. Let's give a chance to Watkins to hit the post so that he can frustrate us and make us all remember why we don't want him in the first place. So you see, Matea says Foden starts. Matea, how do you know this, bro? How do you know Foden starts? Do we have some information? Some leaked team news? I don't see anything on Twitter. I don't see anything on Twitter. Sorry, Matea, where did you get? I'm doing the same moves, he said. Foden, oh, question mark. I think Foden starts, yes. Sorry, I was already on Twitter. I was like, we've got some news. But yeah, I think Foden should start this game. Asad says, hi Viz, is this your final team? Close to it, my friend, close to it. Viz, I already own Antonio, so I can't speak for your own team. I just transferred out Antonio the last week for Dennis, you know, a couple of weeks back, and now I already want him back. Difficult to decide these things. Gundogan to Bernardo, Foden or Sterling? Foden. If you want an explosive option, Foden. I'm tempted to Rafinha to Foden for a hit. The problem with Foden again, as you already stated, he's just not nailed on. You know, having niggling injuries, not starting games. That is the reason I'll just like Bernardo Silva more than Foden. By the way, I think I should make my transfers because it's not only the transfers, it's also that I have to set my team after the transfers, the bench and stuff. So Jota back in to troll my team again, guys. Viz, flip a coin and decide. It's in God's hands now. You guys are awesome. I just love being here, guys. Honestly, you know, you remember that quote by Kung Fu Panda? I love you guys. You know, it's kind of the similar feeling. All right, King or Watkins if you had to take one. King, I'd say. You know, King is a cheap striker. Is still good on penalties, and you know. All right, guys. I think we should lock the teams. Not. Peter is absolutely saying Jota is not gonna troll. I agree with that, Peter. Totally. Jota is in my team now. Now the question in my mind is Antonio and Watkins. I'm just thinking about it because the thing is, you know, look at these fixtures. I would want Antonio for these fixtures. All of these fixtures are, you know, his goals are written in these fixtures, and you know, 5 fixtures. Getting Watkins doesn't make sense, you know. I go King if I have an easy route back to Ronaldo. So the thing is, the fixtures of Antonio are good. The problem with Antonio is he's not been doing well. You know, Antonio is not in good form. Even the assist he got against Chelsea was a fluke. Masuaku scored a fluke goal and Antonio got an assist. Look, let's start here. 2-1-7, 2-2, 2-1-5. I mean, it's just like this is not the returns of a premium striker. Pick your vice captain from a game today. We know they will be played. True. That is a great shout by Todd, guys. Pick your vice captain from a game today. Essentially like Bernardo Silva, Foden. You can get Antonio for Tony next week. Well, that's not a bad shout. But then I'll price myself out for getting Ronaldo. But do you think Gundogan will start? I don't think Gundogan will start. I think FPL Sam has made up my mind. So he says like you can get Ronaldo for Tony. I can even get Antonio for Watkins if need be, right? So let's not overemphasize stuff. All right, guys. Brownhill is going out for Jota and Ronaldo. Sorry, Ronaldo. You gave me 9 points and I'm transferring you out. Please don't punish me. So there you go. All right. Time to set my team, guys. Livramento. Well, I got nobody on the bench, which I didn't realize. But you know, sometimes these things happen. I'm turning into a tenor as screw Ronaldo, he says. Guys, vice captain from as Todd said, it's a great idea. Vice captain from today's games, obviously, which should be Bernardo Silva and not Watkins. Could be, yeah. I got nothing to do, guys. Cancelo and Tony are out, so Livermento's on the bench. I guess this is my team then, right? Salah's the captain, auto captain. Now, here's the final team, guys. No last minute drama, no, you know, no asking, did I get my team locked? Did I not get my team locked? So guys, you should be, you know, I saved you 2 minutes of drama, guys. So this is the team. I just refreshed it for everybody's, so that you can see it. You know, had to. I think it was a decent idea to take Ronaldo out. You know, if he misses 2 games, we can get him back later. So this is the team, guys. Where's Jota? Jota, Salah, Trent, James, Alonso. I mean, the team looks good on paper, which always never bodes well. Aaron says, Viz, I have 11 starting players and no playing subs. Should I lock or get in a sub for... I don't think so, Aaron. To be honest with you, this is not the game week to be taking a -4 for a non-playing sub. You know, I'd say... Peter says, did it. Peter took out Rafinha for Foden for a -4. Peter, what's your overall rank right now, bro? I knew you were doing awesome, you know, so where are you at? He brought in Foden. Dang. 311, Peter. Yeah, that's great. Need to stay in touch, my friend. You know, sometimes you take a couple of steps back. You need to, you know, go ahead. That's an awesome rank to be on, but you know, I'd like that to be double digits more than triple, but still a great rank to be on, bro. Probably 7.1 by gonna be alright, bro. You got Foden. I got a major fear of missing out on Foden, but you know, can't get everybody. By the way, guys, Peter is the backbone of the Discord group. Peter is the backbone of the Discord group of the FPL Wizard. He's the one who takes care of everybody's, you know, answering everybody's query. Like, I spend like 5% of the time as compared to what Peter does. So thank you so much for that gesture. And yeah, guys, if you want to join our Discord, it's free to join, and there's like brilliant people in there to you know, pretty pleasant community. So do join if you want some extra content as well. RA says Ronaldo price will drop. By the way, it doesn't matter because Ronaldo's already had a price rise, so one drop in price won't make a difference. Sashwat says Ronaldo and Sissoko. Sashwat, lock it. Oh, did you miss the deadline? Harry, Gio, Dappy, and many. Yeah, there's like a fantastic group of people in there. Harry, Gio, Dappy, Peter, and many others. It's really like Gio1 as well. Gio1 is amazing. Paul says transfers done. Foden and Gaeta in for a -4. Good luck with and everybody watching. Nice, Paul. I like those moves. Hopefully they serve you well. Watkins on pre-match interview duty. He says he starts FPL. Sam says, right. Good luck. And Hale says Gaeta, James, Alonso, Trent, Salah, Jota, Gallagher, Bone, Foden, Jesus, Watkins. I mean, that looks like a fantastic team, Anil. I really hope that, you know, you're gonna do really well this week. Really, and Jug, of course, and Jug, of course. Sashwat says I already done it. What your opinion? I like those moves, Sashwat. Nothing not to like about them. We made the same move, so at the back of my mind, I like them. And Nahil, of course. so many good people in there on our Discord, guys, and it's free to join. It's like, you know, it costs nothing. Just your 5 minutes of your time to set it up. So do join Discord. How much you left in your bank? I've got how much do I have in my bank again? Give me a second. I need to check. I've got what's in my bank? I think it has to be something 1.2 million. I think it was, yeah, 1.2 million. I've got 1.2 million in the bank. I went for Antonio and Bowen. FPL Jug, you made the right move, bro. It's for the long term, and I'm totally not against it. I think they're decent moves. They've got 5 good fixtures coming up, and Arsenal I think is a good fixture as well. Arsenal are absolutely shambles at the moment, losing to an Everton team that got hammered by Palace. I don't know what to say about Arsenal anymore, but let's hope for the best. Smelly Wap says good luck all. Khalid says, will the Spurs Leicester game go ahead? Khalid, nobody knows, bro. Honestly, nobody knows. Anyways, so guys, do you wanna do the predictions tonight, or should we just leave it everything on COVID and rely on COVID to just get the games cancelled and save ourselves a bit of trouble? I don't know how I'll get CR back. Don't worry about it, Jugs. It just takes one hit to get Ronaldo back. No, don't worry too much about Ronaldo. You know, with the COVID postponements, I think it's better to have a stronger team than a stronger player. That's just, you know, what I think. All right, Peter says prediction, so let's do some quick predictions, guys, and it's time to have some fun. Predict which games get cancelled. Oh my God. This time again, you know, last year, this season started so fun, and you know, the questions were whether to go for Simicast, whether to go for Jota, whether to make a team which is 99 million, keep 1 million in the bank, and now we're back square one. That was my first hit of the season, he says. No worries, my friend. Hits are not bad. You know, they can repay you very quickly. So first of all, before we start, Sashwat says, really liking the vibe of this channel. Keep up the great work. Thank you so much, my friend. Thank you. Peter says, Ramsdale, James, Walker, Trent. At this point, again, Nehal makes the same point. He says, at this point, we should predict which games go ahead. So let's first predict. I'd say we already know that these 2 games are going ahead, so there's no issues there, hopefully, guys. Fingers crossed. I'd say Brighton versus Wolves is a bit of a scare. I'd say there's a chance of this game because there was like positive COVID cases in the Brighton camp. So I would be a little bit concerned about the Brighton versus Wolves game. You know, Burnley versus Watford, I see no issues here. Crystal Palace, Southampton, I think fine. So from Thursday's games, or more like Wednesday's games, I expect only the Brighton game to be in doubt. You know, otherwise I think all the other games should go ahead. Leicester versus Spurs, I think should go ahead because, you know, Spurs have already had an outbreak and they're getting back, and I think it was Hill and Son and one other who were positive. But I think if Tony can be fine after a week, I think they should be fine by now. Chelsea versus Everton, I see no problem there. Liverpool, Newcastle. So in my opinion, Brighton, Wolves and Leicester, Spurs are the games which I think they're going to get cancelled, or have a chance to at least get cancelled. Light Ray says, may the arrows be green. Thank you, my friend, and it's the same to you. FPL Sam says 5-5 Brentford, Manchester United. Peter says 1-1 Brighton versus Wolves. Let's hope for the best. I think if Brighton versus Wolves goes ahead, as Todd said, they could play, Peter. Honestly, I think they could play. You know, they can't postpone the games indefinitely, and you know, they've already, like, Ivan Toney, Thomas Frank said Ivan Toney can come back against Manchester United yesterday in his press conference. Ivan Toney just tested positive last week, and if he's like cleared to play, I don't see a problem with Spurs playing that game, honestly. Anyways, let's from the start, let's get to the real predictions. We already predicted which games go ahead. Now let's quickly do the predictions. Norwich versus Aston Villa, guys. Let's have your predictions before I say. Honestly, I was not expecting Spurs at all. Yeah, but you know, I think Antonio Conte said that the players are better now, or something of that order. I read about that. Let me just read the comments by Antonio Conte. I think it should be fine. They can't keep postponing it indefinitely. So no. I unfortunately I didn't write any comments by Conte. Anyways, let's move on to the predictions, guys. Nehal says 1-3 Stevie G will work his magic. 0-2 to Villa. Norwich 2-1. Dean Smith vengeance, guys. This was another angle which I did not think when I brought in Watkins. Dean Smith was the manager of Aston Villa. This is a great point by FPL Sam. So Dean Smith was the manager of Aston Villa. He was, he did a great job. He did a great job there. But then he was told to leave because he could not inspire the players any longer, and Aston Villa was struggling. And immediately after he got relieved from Aston Villa, he got a job at Norwich, and Stevie G came from Rangers to Aston Villa. So there's gonna be an angle of vengeance in there. Peter says a 0-0 is totally possible. I think it is. Desperate Norwich and toothless Villa. I think Villa are building their team on a base of a very strong defense. So I expect Villa to keep. If anybody keeps a clean sheet there, it has to be Villa. If Danny Ings comes back and if he takes the place of Jacob Ramsey, I expect them to be a little bit more, independent in attacking, especially with Emiliano Buendia coming back. So I expect Villa to win this game. It could be 1-0, it could be very well be 2-0, but I expect Villa to keep a clean sheet. So my prediction would be 2-0, but FPL Sam's prediction is very interesting. I didn't see that angle when I brought in Watkins. I have to be honest here. Quickly, let's move ahead. Watkins 2 goals. Do you think they'll play a 4-4-2 with Villa? That is, I think they will. Yes. They could play a 4-4-1-1 as well, and they could play a 4-4-2. So I think that's very well an option for Aston Villa, especially with Danny Ings coming back. He holds his ground, and Watkins is the one who actually presses. So moving on, guys. Manchester City versus Leeds. This is a prediction which I can't wait for. Everybody will make a prediction based on how many City players they have, or how many Leeds players they have, if any. What do you think, guys, is going to happen here? Manchester City versus Leeds. Let me talk you through the game while you write your predictions. In my opinion, Leeds are not a team which gets run over by any team. Like, they don't concede a lot of goals, Leeds. Even though they're down to bare bones in terms of their team, they don't have Calvin Phillips, they don't have Bamford, they don't have they don't have a lot of their players, but somehow Bielsa finds a way to make them competitive, or they just finds a way for them to not. For example, even against Chelsea, they conceded 2 penalties, and contentious in last minute penalty against Jorginho as well. So they don't concede too much. Manchester City are at the moment, not in their free scoring best. They are just, they're scoring, but they're not like blowing teams away. So I'd say 2-0 or 3-0 to City, I would suggest. Peter says 71-0 to City. It's gonna be an absolute romp. I mean, but yeah. So what he means is like he expects City to absolutely hammer Leeds. FPL Sam says Manchester City to 1 Leeds. Interesting. Manchester City to win 4-0 says Paul. Peter says 3-0. I agree. I have the similar prediction. Nail says 2-1 KG and tactical game. Could be, my friend. The only problem is if Bamford was back, even if they lost Calvin Phillips, if Bamford was back, at least they had a striker to hold the ball up, or at least relieve some pressure. Right now they don't have anybody. 3-1 to Leeds. 3-1 Manchester Leeds says R-Ray. Aaron says 3-0 to City. Bielsa will work his magic. Dallas won the game last season. I remember that. They were like a full strength Leeds, playing full tilt, scoring on the counters and stuff. But I do expect a KG game. I'd say 2-0 to City. I wouldn't be surprised if City scored like 2 goals. Maybe with 1 Bernardo Silva assist, I guess. Let's see what happens, but these are the 2 games I expect to go ahead. The next one is Brighton versus Wolves. I'm not even sure if this game's gonna go ahead, but let's assume it does. I'd say this game has a 0-0 written all over it. It's like Wolves are such a tight team. I don't know how Bruno Lage plays such a high line and concedes so few goals. I don't know, it's kind of a weird combination, but Bruno Lage is getting them to defend better, but still, like playing a high line and conceding so few goals. So I expect this game to be a draw. Totally expect, either a scoring draw or a 0-0 draw. I think these teams are going to cancel each other out a little bit, but it all depends on whether the game kind of goes ahead. Brighton 1-0, Wolves Mope. Interesting. Aaron says 0-1 to Wolves. A boring 0-0 again. This similar prediction as me, Paul. RA says Brighton 0 to Wolves. So yeah, I do expect a 0-0, but we've got like all kinds of results. A Wolves win, a Brighton win, and a draw. I actually think they're very likely to draw. I agree with that. I totally agree. They're toothless. And, especially with Jimenez, it's going to be... Wolves are finding it hard to score any goals anyway. Yeah, totally. I mean, Mope's been scoring some goals, but he's just, he's either he misses open goals or he scores like bicycle kicks. That guy has like... He's like a digital guy, he's like 0 or 1. He doesn't see any shades of grey, this guy. He's never read the book 50 Shades of Grey. So, yeah. It's just 0, he misses an open goal, or 1, he scores a bicycle kick. He doesn't know any other level, this guy. It's Mope versus Wong. Both are flash in the pans. Totally agree with Neil. That's a good way to put it. So, yeah. Let's go ahead, guys. Burnley versus Watford. I think we all own at least one Watford attacker, be it King, be it Dennis. Burnley are tight at home. They didn't let West Ham United score, but it was not for the want of trying. I mean, West Ham had a few chances. Even Burnley had a few chances from set pieces. It was a crazy kind of a tight KG game in which anybody could have won. This game I expect there to be goals. I don't expect Burnley to keep a clean sheet the way Watford play. I think they're going to come onto a Burnley. I think it's going to be a 2-2. Watford versus Burnley. By the way, I did not read the comments. RA says 2-2 Burnley Watford FPL. Some says 2-2. So I think that's like a jinx. We all made the same prediction. Peter says Mope is the French version of McBurney. Guys, do you remember this person on chat? At the start of last season, he said McBurney is going to score 30 goals, mark my words. So, all the markings are here with me, but that guy was never to be seen on the chat again. Nihal says, relegation battle is on. Burnley enters God mode defensively 1-0, he says. That's not a bad point, actually. Sean Dyche always reverts back to basics when they're fighting against relegation. And he finds a way to kind of drag them out of it. Especially if Maxwell Cornet plays, I think they might have a bit too much. But I think Watford are hard to keep, a team hard to keep quiet for 90 minutes. I think they can score. Aaron says 2-1 to Watford. Paul Trinity says 2-0. King and Dennis assisting each other. Interesting, very interesting. Peter says 2-1 to Burnley. That guy deleted his online account after this comment. That's true. He must have. I mean, imagine predicting Ollie McBurney to score 30 goals in the Premier League. I mean, come on, guys. No, there's like far-fetched, and then there's like Ollie McBurney. So Crystal Palace versus Southampton. This game is going to be very interesting because Southampton don't have any attack and they don't have any defense. I mean, they're having to play Willy Caballero. They had to sign a goalkeeper because McCarthy is not available, Fraser Foster is not available, Angus Gunn is not available. So that's a team, Southampton, which don't have a keeper. So they're playing Caballero and they don't have a striker. Jay Adams is injured, Broja is injured, Adam Armstrong is injured. So essentially, Southampton just want to play in the midfield. Total football, right in the midfield. But I expect Crystal Palace to win this game. I'd say 2-0 could be. It's difficult to predict how they're gonna win because Palace are a very hard team to read. They're hot and cold. Palace. But I'd expect them to win this game based on the quality that they have and the way they've been playing. 2-0 to Crystal Palace, I'd say. Especially with, when Gallagher plays further up, I think he's very effective. So Crystal Palace 3, Southampton 2, says R. Ray. Peter Cruz says Ollie McBurney as the new Arsenal manager. Thanks, but no thanks. I've had enough of these kind of managers. People are running out of patience with Arteta. We score 1 goal and we're afraid, but we'll come to that when we talk about Arsenal. Palace 2-1 Saints. Interesting. 3-0 to the Palace. Paul, do you support Palace? I think you do. Peter says, this one is hard. I feel like a late game 2-2 to Palace to bottle it. Yep, if anybody has to bottle it, it has to be Palace. Nehal says 3-1 to Palace. Gaita will sneak a ball through. Peter says, sorry for the Arsenal manager joke. No more. No worries, my friend. It's all good. It's all good. I just love being here, guys. I just, I love being here talking to you. This is absolutely amazing. Kind of the best time of the day for me when the deadline stream is. So Arsenal versus West Ham. This game is like, I think 5th versus 6th, if I'm not wrong. So this game is going to decide a lot of things for Arteta. They lost to Everton when Everton was struggling. Arsenal, guys, are the team which have a kiss of life. Anybody struggling, a person with an ACL coming back from injury, never scored in 2 years, play him against Arsenal. If a team hasn't won for last 10 years, play them against Arsenal, we give them the kiss of life. A player who used to play as a left back, starting as a striker, never played as a striker before, gonna score his first goal against Arsenal. We give teams the kiss of life like nobody else. Like if a manager is about to get sacked, play him against Arsenal and we'll find a way to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory. Arsenal is a team which flatters to deceive all the time. They buckle under the weight of expectation. Honestly, if one thing Arsenal need to improve, like for example, they were sitting on 5th, easily could be like 2 points within the top 4. The weight of expectation. We should have beaten that Manchester United team which Carrick was managing. We should have beaten that Everton team which Rafa was managing. But as soon as the weight of expectation comes off against Southampton, we easily win that game 3-0. Again, when the weight of expectation is going to be back on Arsenal, they're going to buckle. I tell you guys, they went away to Leicester, they won 2-1, which nobody expected. But it was because nobody expected them to win. As soon as you start expecting Arsenal to win, they gonna let you down. I'm telling you guys. Alright, 9-9 draw, says Peter. Oh my god. Arsenal says, FPL Sam says 3-3 Arsenal West Ham. Peter says, Wiz, you can enjoy Jota this week. I hope so, my friend. I hope so. Nehal says it's a great community here. Thank you so much, Nehal. Absolutely love it. Neil says it's a young team, will get better with experience. Honestly, another 2 years and this team, if it sticks true, will be amazing. Well, I think that's the plan by the management. They wanted to kind of buy young players and they wanted to bed in the young players from the academy. For example, Emil Smith-Rowe, Saka, add to that, they brought Gabriel Martinelli, Odegaard, even the defenders like Ben White, Gabriel, Tierney, Tomiyasu. We've got an absolutely amazing group of young players. The problem is we don't have a striker. We brought Thomas Partey as the linchpin of that central midfield. But this guy is just loves shooting to the moon and back. He every time Thomas Partey tries to take a shot, it's like to the moon and back. Absolutely savage garden stuff. This guy is crazy. Anyways, so I'm not gonna rant more about Arsenal, guys. Come on, it's not an Arsenal stream. Let's see what happens in this game. I predict a 2-2 draw between Arsenal and West Ham. Arsenal scoring first, then West Ham scoring 2 goals, and then Arsenal coming back to kind of draw the game at home to, to kind of put us nowhere. Paul Trinity says 3-2 for Arsenal, Antonio Blank. Thank you so much, my friend. I hope we do win it. Anyways, let's move on, guys. I need to wrap up the stream now. Leicester Spurs, I'm not sure if this game goes through, but if it does, I'd expect it to be... It's going to be difficult. I said 2-1 to Leicester. They've been in form recently, especially James Maddison, Tielemans coming back. Spurs not training, missing that game, the last game. I'm not sure about this game, honestly, not sure what to make of Spurs. But RA says 1-2. Oh, you expect Spurs to win this one. FPL Sam says 1-1. Interesting. Peter says Arsenal's 2 goal in 22 minutes and then draw at 91 and 93 minutes. I'd love it to be the other way around. At least gives us fans something to like. Peter says Spurs 2-0 Spurs. Peter, you're absolutely right. Spurs always play against themselves. They shoot themselves in the foot. Nihal says Son will punish us sellers with a goal and 3 bonus. I don't think so, Nihal. He can obviously score a goal against anybody. Son is their best player, Spurs. But even if he scores against Leicester, he plays Liverpool next. So I think it was the logical move. No Kyle Walker, says FPL Sam. Is the team news already out? Or is FPL Rockstar saying something? Wait. What happened here? Guys, give me a second. I need to go on. No Kyle Walker and no Cancelo, says Simon Bajkowski. Who's playing on right back then? Why is Kyle Walker out? I have no idea. Crazy. Game week becomes more and more crazy. Honestly. I know a few people who took Kyle Walker. Yeah, there you go. Anil shared the tweet with me as well. Anyways, Nehal says 1-1 for me. It's a leak. Spurs look solid at the back. Leicester are not what they need to be. I agree with that. I think I made a mistake in the prediction. I honestly think that Spurs, I think it's going to be a draw, a 1-1 draw. It's difficult to predict both these teams, guys, honestly. Nehal says tagging you there. You already tagged me, yeah. Peter says, are you serious, Walker? Yep, I'm serious. I just checked on Twitter. Nehal just tagged me on the tweet. It says, no Kyle Walker. Simon Bajkowski is like a verified journalist or something like that. Yeah. He says, obviously no Cancelo and no Walker. Crazy. Who's going to be playing right back? John Stones? I don't know. Only Pep Guardiola knows. Watkins starts as per Rockstar. Thank you. Thank God. At least he starts. GW17 says, didn't Walker have this problem with his back? Did he? Let me check. Just in my notes. Where is... No. Pep said everyone is fit except Ferran Torres. Ilkay Gundogan is managing a back issue. And Kevin De Bruyne is working his way to full fitness. No, Ilkay Gundogan had a back issue, not Kyle Walker. Kyle Walker was fine. Atul says good luck all. Thank you so much, Atul. I wish you good luck as well, my friend. I'm going to wrap up the stream real soon. I've just got into team news and stuff. Let's just finish the predictions quickly. Chelsea versus Everton. I expect Chelsea to win this game 3-0. I don't expect Everton to score. They don't have any strikers. Solomon Rondon is gonna do nothing. Everton gonna struggle. Chelsea gonna score 3 goals. I expect all 3 goal scorers to be different. Lukaku to start the game and hopefully score 1 goal finally. 3-0 to Chelsea, I'd say. FPL Sam says 2-0. Grealish doing pre-match duties. He starts. Interesting. Let's just wait for 3 more minutes. I think we're gonna have news about. We're gonna have news about Aston Villa versus Norwich. If we want news about Manchester City, we're gonna have to wait for 20 minutes. I can't stream for that long. My throat's gonna go. Grealish starts, says FPL Sam. Aaron says 2-0. Peter says 3-2 Chelsea. Chelsea midfield is horrible. I mean, they're horrible as well, and they're injured as well. Like, you know, Mason Mount is injured. No, not Mason Mount. Kovacic, Conte. So, you know, Jorginho was supposed to be injured last week. He came back, he scored 2 penalties. Who knows what's going to happen there? 3-0 to Chelsea, says Nehal. I agree with that. I'd say similar scoreline. I don't see Everton scoring 2 goals unless Demarai Gray's, you know, does something like he did against Arsenal. But Chelsea are not Arsenal, right? So the last game of the game week, guys, is the most interesting because I now own 3 players in that game. I have Jota, I've got Trent, I got Salah. And I want this game to be an absolute romp against Newcastle. Jota scoring 2 goals, providing 2 assists, and, you know, just beating Newcastle. That's all I want, and beating them comprehensively. Peter was like 71-0 for the Manchester City game. Now he says 314. Those numbers are absolutely insane. Neil says 4-0 Liverpool, Jota hat-trick, Salah goal, 2 assist. I would be happy with that. Even though I didn't captain Jota, I would be happy with owning Jota. Finally, he can stop trolling me and actually do something worthwhile for my team. I'd be so happy. There are some players in this game which always troll me, which include Heung-min Son, Riyad Mahrez, Diogo Jota. Who else? There's like lots of these players which when I own they do nothing, and when I sell they always do, you know, wonders. Crazy. I can't see Newcastle scoring at all. 5-0. I mean, when you have Callum Wilson in the team, you know, you always have a chance to score. But, you know, if somebody won't create, if somebody won't cross, what's Callum Wilson gonna do? It's not gonna run half the field and score a goal. So I expect Liverpool to keep a clean sheet. I expect them to score at least 4 goals. So that I think we're all fine with have the same kind of predictions. So 1 minute to go. At least I can give you the team news for Aston Villa versus Norwich. Technically, I should be actually off to sleep already, but you know, let's just stay for 1 more minute, guys. Let me give you some news. All right, Ollie Watkins starts, says Rockstar. Let's hope for the sake of all those people who got Foden that Rockstar says he starts. So Jack Grealish doing pre-match interview, so he starts. All right. So who misses out? It's a very interesting question. So if Jack Grealish starts, who misses out? Sterling? Foden? I don't know. But I really don't want Foden to miss out. It would be absolutely kicking the bollocks if Foden misses out. And would be absolutely wrong. So I have the team news for Aston Villa versus Norwich. So all the Todd Cantwell owners can be happy, and all the Placheta owners can be happy because Placheta starts. Billy Gilmore, McLean, Brandon Williams. So Danny Ings does not start. Ashley Young is again out of position, playing further forward. Jacob Ramsey again gets a start. Douglas Luiz, John McGinn, Cash, Konza, Mings, Target. It is the same team. No Danny Ings. I think Danny Ings is on the bench. So no surprises in the Aston Villa team. Emiliano Martinez in goal. For Norwich, Tim Krul, Kabak, Ben Gibson, Aarons, Brendan Williams, Kenny McLean, Billy Gilmore, Lorenzen, and Placheta, Timu Pukki, and Todd Cantwell. I think Zolis was detected with COVID, so that's why he drops out. And in comes Brendan Williams. Gianna Lewis, I think his name is Gianna Lewis. Forgive me if I can't remember all these names, guys. There's crazy Greek names. No Makamba, that's interesting. Young on the wing. Yep, true. Walker not in the squad. Peter says, I can't see. I already answered that or read that. It says, Walker not in the squad. Bloodbath. No Ings. Should be Sterling. Bollocks. Martinez, Cash, Conce, Mings, Target, McGinn, Lewis, Ramsey, Buendia, Young, Watkins. Yep. Young on the wing. Yep. Young is playing out of position. Not a bad option. You know, listed as a defender. You know, could have a haul in the upcoming good game weeks. Yeah, Marvelous Nakamba basically drops out. Is the update. Is he on the bench? He's not even on the bench, right? I think he might have tested positive because he's not even on the bench. Marvelous Nakamba. Yeah, I think might be COVID related. Who knows what's happening here? It's either Foden or Sterling missing out as per reports. Well, guys, let's not speculate too much. Let's hope for the best. Let's really hope if Foden Foden starts, and if he doesn't, just comes on and scores a hat trick for everybody who owns him. These early team news doing the rounds. I think we should stop ignoring them, especially in such dire times when in dire times when we struggle to field out FPL. Let's talk FPL. And he's asking, put me out of my misery and tell me whether Foden starts. FPL Rockstar. FPL Rockstar doesn't want to say anything about Foden. I don't know why that is. So think Raheem needs a rest. Alright, Foden. I think then Foden is starting then. If he says Raheem needs a rest, that means Foden should be starting. Whoa. There's I know people who sold Ronaldo for Pookie just to get Raheem Sterling for Brownhill. I know lots of people, even in my private DMs, people have been talking to me about this move. If Sterling misses out, I think Foden starts, guys. I think you should be. All the Foden owners can rejoice, be happy, celebrate. I guess so, and I hope so. FPL, some say Sterling benched, absolutely. So Foden, Mahrez and Grealish up front. I think so. What about Gabriel Jesus? That's another question. I don't know. Crazy. Foden would be a bleach in the wound. Should have gone Diaz. No, it was totally unexpected. When Pep Guardiola just comes and says that everybody is fit except, Ferran Torres, and then just abruptly rests Kyle Walker. It is unexpected, Peter. Don't fret it too much, bro. Yes, going for Diaz gives you more, I think Raheem needs a rest. Says FPL Rockstar. Foden starts, guys. You should all rest easy now. Breathe easy. Rockstar has said Phil Foden starts. Oh, hopefully now you guys can rest easy, breathe easy. Especially Peter took a hit. Especially Nahil who took a hit. The Foden starts, guys. You can all rest easy now. Alright, guys, so I think this has been a healthy stream. Had a lot of fun talking about FPL to you guys. We'll be back with you pretty soon because we've got some really crazy turnover times with game weeks coming thick and fast. Hopefully you can all manage a green arrow this game week because it's been absolute carnage and had to take in so much information to be on this stream. It was a bit tough because I had to go through so much information just to kind of give everybody the right answers, which were difficult. Jota 24 points. Peter, thank you so much for that Jota pep up, and hopefully it does work out. Don't worry about it. You're gonna get a green arrow, Peter. A wizard. You have the, what can you call it? We can't call it a jinx or a hoax or a spell. Something positive. You have the I don't know what I can call it. But anyways, you have the support of a wizard. Let's just call it support, and you're gonna get a green arrow and make your way into the top 100, Peter. Alright, guys. On that note, or as you can already see, I'm pretty sleepy, but I'm gonna sit through the games, half sleeping, half waking, trying to watch them. And Aura could be Gandalf the Green Arrow. Hopefully that works out. Alright, guys, so take care of yourselves, and the most important, stay safe. And this COVID thing is coming back, so take care of yourself and everybody around you. Just be cautious and watch the game, stay at home, and have lots of fun, guys. I will see you very soon. May the arrows be green. FPL Wizard signing out. Take care, everybody, and lots of fun. Bye bye.